Salutations! First shot from ASOBOX Company Limited to make their own alchemy-type JRPG. Not the same people who made the last item-fetching mech game that I've skipped long ago on this series called Meridian Tavern Story. So let's venture in and see what we can cook up for the Smile Alchemist, shall we? Long time ago, a boy named Nike? Cyan spelled backwards, came to the outskirt town of Polta Colta to become a world's greatest alchemist. His master Cyan spelled forwards, and his daughter Whittia with him. Cyan drops the bombshell that our man is horrible and would never make an alchemist. After all his studies. After a bit of tutorial, you gotta start chapter 1 saving the mayor's son by concocting a cure. Cyan is retired, that's why he's teaching, those who can't do teach. So Nick takes up the task. So you'll be making things, shopping and selling off your stock of alchemized items. The more you spend selling at the shop you get to unlock, the more materials you can buy and recipe books for future alchemic creations. With a character named Newbie, he goes into areas to scout and forage for more materials to alchemize with. You'll make that character stronger and unlock more characters to search along the way. You have a certain number of squares you can open up to get spoils. This, of course, increases when your scouts level up to a maximum of 5 and get more points to put into their passives. So probably the most striking out of this, because gameplay-wise, this isn't an JRPG at all. It feels like a mobile game in all honesty. Like, here's what I mean. You've 3 different energy bars. One takes care of how much you can alchemize, the second to cheer up your scout characters so their field of search is better, and the third to hype up how fast you can sell your items in shops. They do restore quickly. You're not waiting for a full calendar day, so maybe mobile game is a little harsh. It feels like one, though. There's also going to be people that request items you've alchemized specifically, so that goes up. All to increase your passives and improve on all aspects, so that continues. So there's only 4 areas to go to. Your home and alchemy area, where you make things and advance the plot. Central Park, where residents show and ask for things. Never flat out. You gotta look over your inventory and kind of guess what they want. Only a vague clue. Your only means of deciphering what that item is. So get to alchemizing. The tavern, where you scout and eat things to boost alchemy and your scout searching. That's where Newbie comes in and all the other characters there that you unlock. So they go into other areas and forests and caves and just scour. And finally, the shop, where you sell things and can buy items and books to increase your alchemic knowledge. So everything's all symbiotic. Platinum trophy-wise, it is not as cut and dry as every other game I listed. You will be going through the story, but at the same time, you'll need to push your alchemy level to 50. Make 5,000 of each of the food groups, so to speak, of alchemy items. Chemical, food-based, crafting, and tool. Your adventurer's total proficiency needs to be at 300. Fulfill all requests for items the people ask for in Town Square. Register all items, which can be twofold, because there's a chance to make an item and a % chance to make a better version of it, if applicable. Otherwise, you double the amount made. Each time you register an item, you're using that item up to do it. So you have to fill your registry book as well with the items you make. If it's a request or a quest item to further the story, that's also the case. Now, if you only have one in the register, the game will warn you that, hey, you're going to use up the slot you've in your book, and you're going to have to refill it again if you use it. So just, again, always be making more if possible. In the best example I can give you, let's say you have a new item you've never made before, so that under the sales target for your shop, it'll say on the right. Most often, it'll say 15. Not always, so you might need that maybe 30 to alchemize that item in the first place of each spoil your searchers come across or buy in shops. 2 of this item and 2 of this item make one of the new item you're trying to make. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less. Best approach I can say is to have enough to make 16, because you'll be putting one in your collection book. If it is a quest item to move the story along, make 17. Now, if the tab for that alchemized item says achieved, After you've sold a bunch of the items in the shop, you've completed the selling of that item. Otherwise, if it says HQ exists, HQ stands for high quality. The sales number for that item is always 10. So yeah, there's a high quality version of some items. You can check the number as you move to the alchemy screen, but again, that high quality item counts for your collection book as well, so make 11. That's still not even all of the trophies. It continues with get every book, sell 3 million, spend 2 million, achieve all the sales targets for every single item. Again, 2 different kinds for some of your creations. Create 999 of something in 1 alchemy pot usage. Easiest one is the Chikaba weed, very common. It only takes like 1 weed to make. By the final chapter, my alchemy was good enough to craft 999 ointments from the Chikaba weed. Try not to spoil too much, just be ready for a lot of busy work. I'll offer this advice as well. You can manually save right before you alchemize, so if you're trying to get the lesser percentage chance for the better version, the high quality of items, and mess it up, and it just comes out like, oh, mistake. You can't do anything with that. Can't do anything with mistakes. You can load that manual save if you screw up, though. The game auto-saves as well, so just be wary not to pick that one, like manually save elsewhere in one of the other slots this game gives you. I wouldn't worry about it too much early on. The later chapter, you'll unlock a means to boost your chances of making high-quality items at the cost of using a lot of your energy to do it, which restores over time. So recover quickly at the tavern by spending some of your money, or just idle a bit, do something else while the game just manually does it. You can boost the recovery a little bit of that as well. The last trophy I had to get was to max out every scout's passives in the game, and I do mean every. Story-wise, you'll get 3, and there comes a point where you can buy 2 more scouts, so you're almost always have at least one person, hey, I'm ready to go. Because they run on energy too. You know, they will not always be available to you, say if there's like a cooldown period for them. But yeah, this took a painfully long amount of time because the whole game was just very grindy. I had maxed out items, and when you go over 999 of something in your stock, the shop will offer up these stamp cards. If you fill them out, like, usually they might maybe get some wish stones that you can use to boost passives back at the alchemy place for Nike's passives and the 5 searchers. Because the places they search at max out before their passives do. My lord. Overall, if this game could have a quick or auto search for some of the more menial tasks you gotta do, I'd probably rate this game higher. I can definitely see the amount of grinding you have to do turning off a lot of players. Some may stick around for the story and its adorable cast of characters. It's a bit unfair to compare to most of the Kemco titles on this series that I've played because, again, it's not a JRPG. At least none of the ways, you're not fighting anything, really. You're just making stuff. You're not really, But if I'm reviewing it like this fully, it does mean I did finish it. I didn't skip it like Moroni and Tavern Story. I had this scripted out while going for the last trophy I mentioned earlier, so yeah, wait for a sale if you're curious, but just don't say I didn't warn you about how much time you'll be putting in just to see the ending, let alone the platinum. So yeah, a cozy on the surface yet majorly grindy game gets followed up by Hit Point with a story-driven plot akin to zombie movies? So join me next time for my review of Raging Bites with a Y. Until then, take care, and thanks for watching.